So another sort of common approach to converting sort of words to vectors or weights is term frequency, which is a bag of words approach. So what bag of words really implies is that one, that we're considering all of the terms, and that the two, that we're not really considering order, hence the bag of words. And in general, we can apply some normalization based on like the document length, so that we're not counting longer documents as more important. So for instance, like in the example on the right, we have a paper that we recently published in the lab, and we see that link RNAs appears 5 times throughout the title and the abstract. So therefore, you might be able to conclude that link RNAs is an important term in terms of the meaning or classification of this article. One thing to note about term frequency on its own is that it considers all terms to be equally important. So in reality, this would follow more of a skewed distribution where some words are more important than others. But so for instance, like the gene symbol stat3 is likely more important than the word gene, which is definitely more important than the word the. So this bag of words approach is sort of, we can deem term frequency. So then to account for the importance of the words, so we're not all sort of considering them equally, we can look at a word's inverse document frequency. And the assumption that we're making here is that rare terms are more informative. And the way we calculate this is by looking at the amount of documents that a word appears in. So that's our DT, and then the total documents in the corpus. So in this way, we're looking at, okay, how many documents does our word appear in? And sort of comparing that to other words in our corpus. So therefore, the words that are appearing in fewer documents likely are more important to those documents. So then combining those, we have TF-IDF, or term frequency inverse document frequency, where we're using both those term frequencies and the inverse document frequencies to represent text. So in this case, higher weights are going to represent both frequent from the term frequency and informative from the inverse document frequency terms. And this equation is quite simple. It's just the term frequency multiplied by the inverse document frequency for each word I in each document J. So we can consider another simple example. So in this case, we have just 2 documents. One is learning about text mining is fun, and one is I want to learn more about text mining in biology. So first, we might want to consider the task. And in this task, it seems like the stop words and the casing likely aren't important. I also see that there's 2 occurrences of this verb learn, but one of them is in sort of a different form. So we might want to stem that. And then, like in some cases, you might want to leave casing or make other alterations, such as if you're considering text with like human and mouse genes, where the capitalization there is making an actual difference in what you're referring to. So once we perform those parsing steps where we remove stop words and stem the words and make everything lowercase, our 2 documents would consist of like learn, text, mine, fun, and then want, learn, text, mine, biology. So you can see we removed words like about, more, is, and I, and to, as well as in. So sort of these words that weren't really contributing meaning to our text. So then we can calculate our term frequencies and our inverse document frequencies. So first of all, for the first document, we have a total length of 4. So that's sort of our normalization. And we have 1 occurrence of the first 4 words in this table. So all of the term frequencies here would be 1/4 or 0.25. And then in document 2, we have a length of 5. So that's sort of our normalization. And then we have 1 occurrence of each of the 5 words there. So those are all 1/5 or 0.20. And then for our IDFs, the words that are appearing in both of our documents are appearing in all documents in our corpus. So therefore, the IDF will sort of weight them as completely unimportant. So the IDF will be 0, which is log 2 total documents over the 2 documents that the term appears in. And then for the terms that just appear in one of the documents, they'll have an IDF or inverse document frequency of 0.69. So 2 total documents over the 1 document that they appear in. So then we can calculate our our TF-IDF for document 1 and our document 2. And we can see that the word fun in document 1 has the highest TF-IDF. And this is because document 1, or fun, only occurs in document 1, and document 1 is slightly shorter than document 2. So it's weighted slightly more highly than want and biology that appear once in document 2 and not in document 1. So basically, these words that have a 0 are weighted lowly because they appear across all of the corpus, so they're not necessarily important in distinguishing our documents.